He's scared because he would be. Did you find that answer sheet?
Yes.
Okay, because I'll talk to you later
Okay.
about that. Because I need to keep preparing to be, is that on?
Oh, we're good.
Oh, it is? Oh!
We're good.
Okay, we're going to start
Later.
something new here soon. Thanks.
And I have some other documents that I will be printing
Okay,
for the Q&As.
okay, good,
All right.
good. Oh, man, you should have told me this was on.
It's all good.
It's all
Have
good.
fun now.
Oh, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, man, our internet's down. We're having all kinds of problems here. They're shaking the bushes. Oh, good morning, you beautiful souls. How are you this morning? Already trauma on the front. I just had a firefighter in here, and poor guy, pumping proteins, and he's losing his connective tissue, and he's a local firefighter, and I said, man, balding at 21. So you see a lot of the younger people balding, and I was explaining to them Mrs. Limp, because he's getting this cord here, and it's going to augment. I've seen it in hands where it augments your hands, and it's like connective tissue hardening, and so it's all acidosis, and so he's got to back up, and yet he's a fireman, so he has to keep his muscles. So we'll see pumping greens and fruit, and we can keep him muscles halfway on, and at the same time get this acidosis out of here and get this cord down to normal. We'll see if we can do that without stepping too high up on the pole, but it's possible. How are you? How are you all? I'm going to try today. We've got 2 hours. I think we have someone that just hasn't sent in their paperwork or anything, so we probably have 2 hours. I'll do the cancer video this afternoon, but I wanted to go over as much of this as I can. I'm so thankful that you're bearing with me. You guys are definitely keeping me hopping on all these question and answers, so forgive me for being a little late on them. Like I said, if there's anything that's really, really important to you, you call here and talk to one of the guys here and let them help you if it's really pressing, because I can see where, I'm running a little behind, and I don't want to be a week behind a symptom that you want to know something about, real important. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and just ask a quick question. No problems with that. We're here to help you all with this journey, and you all are doing so well. I heard the Facebook yesterday was kicking butt. I've been talking to YouTubers here, and you all are just incredible. I was talking about this House bill. There's actually a Senate bill here. This was by, I think it was Larkin or Levin, Gary Levin or something like that. One of the senators supposedly did this. This is Senate Bill 1867. That's S1867, and House Bill HR Bill 1540. It's attached to that. You might look that up and see. I haven't had a chance to do that, but that Larkin, this guy isn't as far as I'm concerned, isn't a player for humanity. Obviously, if he did this bill like that and it takes people's lands away from them in terms of their rights and what they can grow, this guy should go to jail. Definitely be impeached if that's the case. House Bill HR 1540 and Senate Bill 1867. I tell you, it's making people be proactive when it'd be nice just to have time where we didn't need, we could be just happy, just living life, and we didn't have to worry about that. Owen Fox, good picture of you, bro. Hey. Thanks, Owen. Good picture of you, bro. Now, did I do these? Dry skin brushing and all that to the heart? I think so. This is Danielle. Danielle, I think you're the cardiac nurse. You're the nurse, right? I'm going to talk about this, I think, on the cancer video, because factual stuff about percentages of survival within 5 years, 10-year periods and stuff like that. I find it stupid, just the fact that, I've survived 5 years. I survived 5 years. How interesting. You know what? I'm more on the curative thinking side here. And I'm not into, let's keep you alive as long as we can. That stuff just doesn't compute. That's like saying, you've got 6 months to live type stuff. I just think that's That's ridiculous. The focus is on remedy, the focus is on wellness, the focus is on health and curing. Not I'm going to be in remission for these years and hopefully I'll survive that. I meet thousands and thousands and thousands of people with cancer, and we've had tens of thousands of people with cancer through my journey here in 40 years, tens of thousands of cases. So I have a lot of repertoire I can dig into and look at. I really don't know the percentages of those people that survive cancer within a 5-year period or a 10-year period, because these facts are very difficult to confirm. I got 6 and 8% from the FDA. And so I figure the FDA is probably on top of it as close as they could be. But then who knows? There's so much lying and cheating and everything else out there. It's just, who knows the truth when it comes to that? I will tell you it's not high. You had quoted here, sweetheart, 60%, and that's like wishful thinking. You don't see that, and the people we come in here, we don't see 40% of the people that come in here, and the journeys that I have to hear about, and the amount of deaths that I hear about constantly every day does warp me a little bit. I try to maintain a good attitude and a spiritual viewpoint of this. So if you see me carrying on, I agree, Danielle, that maybe I get too much on that, but sometimes you just want to cry in here when you see the torment and you see the end result of treatments of cancer and stuff on kids and on adults. It's disturbing. And it'll disturb the psychic of any of you healers. And this is something to think about. And I would like to put this on the cancer video, and maybe I will repeat this. But as a practitioner, you have to be able to handle what you're going to see. And what you're going to see is what no one wants you to see. And that is the end product of what the medical doctors are doing to people. That's what you're going to see. And it isn't just one or two. It is a crowd of people. Just remember, last year over 1 million people were killed allopathically. So you can add hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, Gary Null, a bunch of people put together some stats. Matter of fact, the state was going to come after me here, and thank God we found the law about this, but I had pulled up a set of stats this thick. And let me tell you, even medical doctors are turning on themselves, because a lot of the stats are coming from fellow medical doctors, and they're not pretty stats. They're frightening. They're scary, and they show you a killing machine that isn't appropriate. And so I don't know what to say about it, Danielle. The FDA is saying 6 to 8%. I remember several years ago, metastasized cancer, the cure rate was less than 1%. There is no cure rate, but a 5-year living mission. Get out of that kind of thinking, in my opinion, and let's go for broke. We're going to be well, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be happy, and we are not going to have acids breaking down our cells. We got to lose the concepts of diseases in these sort of thinking. So I do want to repeat this when I get back to this cancer video. So I don't know, sweetheart. It's hard to tell. I think it would be very frightening. The FDA was boasting that Berinsky had upwards to 20 to 25% cure rate over the allopathic chemo of 6% to 8%, depending on the type of cancer. So to me, those are the few people that are not bad. They have small cancers, and even them, I have stories miles long of women who had I had a beautiful lady in here one day, and she had a little pea-sized tumor. They killed her. She died from the use of chemo. On a pea-sized tumor, lumpectomy done, boom, gone, that's it. Oh no, we have to use chemo. So when you see me get a little out of shape, it's because of these things, Danielle. It's because of what I see here, and I beg you guys to forgive me when I get a little out of touch there, but you just got to see what I hear every day, and I cry sometimes. I'm looking at it with my jaw dropped to the table. This is what you've been through? I mean, look at Kelly, look at some of these people on YouTube that suffered all their lives with pain and all kinds of stuff. Mediated syncope and all these kind of ridiculous things that you didn't have to. I mean, it's out there. So as healers, You guys got to be strong against that, because this is the other side of this, is what you're going to see and what constantly is coming to you. Healthy people, happy and full of love, don't always come to you. The people that are suffering, scared, and frightened, and wants, how can I fix this? And so that's where my heart is. And it's like, ooh. So it has definitely affected me a little bit that way, but trying to be detached and seeing this, because one lady was asking me here about karma and what is karma in terms of health and stuff like that. And karma is simple to understand when you understand a couple of things. And I think Jesus said it probably more aptly, is you reap what you sow. I like that one. Karma is just a quick word to say, you reap what you sow. The other one, I think, is the law of physics. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And I think it just shows you the duality of life. And it's just a fact of life. It isn't something woo-woo-woo. It's something, it's a fact. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. You reap what you sow. You don't get away with anything. Everything is tied like this. So basically, I believe in past lives, that people have been visiting this planet, souls over and over again, different embodiments. I do believe in karma and reincarnation. I believe that. I see no indication to believe that souls come here and just touch and go off to some other place or some other heaven, or you just come down here for 60, 70, 80 years and then you go into some place for eternity and dwell. That doesn't fit in the scheme of what things would be, and you live and visit. I mean, this sort of thing is kind of a fairy tale sort of thing for certain religions. The reality is you're the God here. You're the individualized aspect of the whole. That's how God experiences. You can't expect an infinite being to put itself in a finite position except in illusionary concepts. You cannot, as an infinite being, suddenly be finite except through individual pieces, just like me, you, the books, individuality, individual aspects of creation. So in certain levels we call them states of consciousness, and the all of all, the one, is consciousness. So each one of us would be a state of consciousness within consciousness. We, as an aspect of the Supreme Being, would be consciousness in terms of soul, but in our bodies we would be playing with these little states of consciousness. All these little levels, you'll notice, is a certain state of consciousness, carries certain attitudes, carries certain aspects to it. Like being a carpenter. You move in, you suddenly become the carpenter. After a while, you perceive yourself to be a carpenter. And I've talked about this before on the spiritual tapes, that soul becomes the experience. For soul to understand what an experience is, it can't think about it because soul doesn't think. It can't feel it because soul doesn't feel. It has to become the experience. And if you'll look at that, you'll see that you take on the persona and the role and the experience of whatever. Remember, they took the bunch of friends and they divided them up and made half of them prisoners and half of them guards? And they were just good friends, and pretty soon the prisoners acted like prisoners and the guards act like guards. And pretty soon that friendship was augmented with their taking on the consciousness or the role or state of consciousness of a guard, a state of consciousness of a prisoner. And then they started acting accordingly. And that's the adaptation of soul to experiences in creation. That's why living in the now is so important, because it pulls you away from these individual aspects of something that is really illusionary. They're just playing a role. It isn't who they are. So, I wanted to say hi to Babe and Earl. I talked to Babe and Earl last night. She is on, this would be 124 days of juice fasting. Woohoo! 124. Kick my butt.